What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2011 mixtape by Tory Lanez. Basically, this project is called Mr. Peterson, and it came out in the winter of 2011. Now, the thing about this product here is Tory Lanez had a series of mixtapes that came out through 2011 as far as what's supposed to happen. I've reviewed some of these, like the Chicks tape and Pitches. Some of these particular type ones earlier this year in 2025, like Suave and the Chicks tape as far as what's supposed to happen. But it's a good onslaught to get these because this is another classic here from Tory Lanez as far as what's supposed to happen. Definitely blistering type of appeal. Continues to show his capital kind of aspects within the appeal of him being able to nail the markets of like the trending kind of dat piff marketplace and things like that, and also like the aspect of just being able to have like some breakthroughs. Pretty much is like an excellent alternative, pretty much like an excellent and buzzing kind of alternative to Drake and folks like that around this time. Basically, just the concept. I mean, Tory Lanez is pretty good with these R&B type hooks, some of these type fairs that having like the commercial breakthrough within the aspects behind it. But a lot of this is just like when you think of R&B mixtape, you more or less think of like an R&B mixtape. The thing about Drake was just the fact that he made it so quickly. The thing about it is Drake made it on the scene so quickly that the classic type appeal of like So Far Gone, some type pitches, he didn't really get to replicate that in like a free mixtape type format. I mean, he did also get like his 2007 mixtape Comeback Season as far as what was going to happen, and there was like a 20s, maybe that was his mixtapes like Comeback Season kind of particularly did that, and then Room for Improvement, some of those type fairs. But other type mixtapes like Comeback Season and Room for Improvement did that as well. But Tory Lanez had a series of these within these impacts as far as being able to say this the marketplace and getting like further type dat piff type era type stuff. So it just has a good type of appeal, but it's just the aspect as far as getting like some ground level type stuff with like the commercial aesthetic about it. So when you think of like a dat piff type mixtape, the thing about Tory Lanez doing these hooks beautifully and having these excellent melodies on here is just the factoid that needing something in mind that's more casual bound. A lot of this barely feels like it should be free within the product of it, just paying attention to the quality as to what happens here. There's really only one song out of these 11 songs on this product I don't recommend. Now, there is an outro. It's not really a song, so there's 12 songs, but minus that outro, there's 11. So just on the pitch as far as saying kind of the product of it here, a lot of these have a lot of, pretty much, despite the fact that this was underground and didn't have any charting singles, it still feels pretty commercial bound, and a lot of things that could be played in spots outside of like the market of like that particular type fair. So it's just good aspects. It makes me question the songs that were in rotation when this mixtape had its popularity back in 2011 and in the early 2010s just within fairs, because a lot of this has some banner type ones. Just being able to say, just talk about a couple ones in my opinion. For example, like Marcelago is a nice one with the Sean Kingston hook as far as these fairs can have. And this is a typical kind of dat piff type grit and like a more kind of sort of hungry hustler type format that folks had back in like the early 2010s pitches like that. It's a good aspect to be able to get towards those particular vibes. Spaceship in particular is a pretty good single within the pitch, or could be a single within the pitch. It's reminding of like 808s and Heartbreak kind of Kanye West and Thank Me Later era Drake as far as the spares are kind of having the similar type fashions to that. There's some other ones on here. Say Shot for Later is a nice one that definitely has some similar type vibes to Shut It Down by Drake. So it's just been the pitch as far as saying it's just some good nice ones. And Situations, a quality one as well, just being like something that Trey Songz probably would have done, like a glissy kind of like utopia type, like in a utopia type aspect about it, just similar to like something real embellished within the tone. So this has the particular vibe about this. It is some good dance venue type noise, but the particular fair about it is the actual aspect is similar to like the Chicks tape, which did not really have full bound kind of dance club songs on it. I mean, apart from Situation, I'd probably say for the most part there's not a ton of real kind of star-studded bedazzling kind of step out within the pitch. It's not to say it doesn't have the songs, but the concentration that Tory Lanez is pretty good at on here is just establishing like the mindset and the ability to kind of have like these R&B type albums that kind of have different type things to be able to do, kind of good varieties of just how things would kind of happen within the aspects as far as just being like an excellent kind of R&B mixtape for the different moments as far as this first album. So it just nails that particular pitch as far as getting towards it. But yeah, because Wikipedia does not necessarily have an article about this mixtape, I don't really know what the full bound kind of promotion about it was. I could check and see if Tory Lanez did actually drop a single, but I'm not as full bound sure. It's just kind of within the pitch as far as saying it doesn't appear that he did. But basically the only song I don't recommend off this particular product is this Thank You Mama, just within the pitch. It's a good type song within the aspect of it, good to have that particular fair of putting respect on your mother's name, pitches like that. But it's just kind of fair that the interesting aspect about it was just not as appealing within the conduct. It was just one of those typical type ones that it just was a lot more just really giddy and bubbly within the aspect. Just didn't really nail the tone as full bound within the pitch. Is something that could have a little bit more glamour about it. I mean, I realize that this is not about to be like a song that's just going to be like full bound kind of champagne popping and heavy synths, some of those type aspects. But it's kind of the pitch of just finding some sort of tone within the aspect as far as trying to have a little bit better melt. But it's just that's the only real fair. This mixtape's going to get a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 12 within those pitches, or 10 out of 11 with the aspects of just a good particular viciousness about it here. Just some of these type ones, like Spaceship is a pretty quality one. This is the most popular song according to Spotify, I'd have to say. Or actually, really, this project was not on Spotify. It's within the pitch as far as saying it's not as commonplace kind of available. I was actually trying to download this mixtape, couldn't find it as full bound. It was just kind of pitch that's been removed from a lot of places. Not sure it's full bound, but it's definitely worth lapping up to get this particular product because it does have some viciousness, like I've been saying. So 10 out of 10. But Spaceship is the most popular song according to YouTube, I'd have to say. Followed by, there's another song that's pretty good within those appeals. That is another song that's the second most popular by just a few hairs is Situation, as far as those first kind of episodes. Just from the pitch, those are the two most ones. But Spaceship is like a glitzy kind of after hours ambience kind of get here. This reminds like 2010's Drake and Kanye as far as what's first going to happen. Kanye from 808s and Heartbreak, Drake from Thank Me Later, like I was saying, good type pitches. Just like some good candlelight bleed to kind of get here, just overall dim type one. So this kind of after effect, it is smoky kind of retired, just easy kind of Spotify streaming type highlight within pitch, just in a mixtape type format. So easily good quality type one to lap up within the format of like that, just after hours kind of bleed. It's kind of in a rhythmic type sense, good melodies about it. Just easily kind of feels like a Drake cut, something like that. And it's not like he's biting Drake or anything like that within those aspects. It's just similar type fashion and getting more quality kind of rhythmic R&B out of the early 2010s pitches like that. So some good type airs. Marcialago is a real nice one. This does have a Sean Kingston hook, who's basically the only other guest on here, but he just really helps out with the chorus. Some good type aspects. It's like a pounding, kind of getting riled for like game night and evening scenes, I'd say, within the pitch. The song Marcialago is like a pounding, getting riled for game night and evening scenes as far as this first going to happen. Just good for some gas station runs, so that product's about it, and good song to toke to, just in the in-between. So just the product is one of those type ones, just an R&B type. It's kind of a more rhythmic and R&B type version of something that you would have got for like a sports night, something within those aspects. Getting ready to go to a football, baseball game, some of that pitches, just some of that summer heat within the aspect. It's kind of an adapt piff, kind of hustle is great within some of that fairs, but just kind of missed the product of stacking up. Marcialago being a pretty expensive car within those pitches as far as those fairs kind of, so just to miss the product of this. But I would still look after this like gas station type runs, just to miss the pitch, like the in-between kind of transit type modes. It's a little bit more leveled up within the fashion behind it. It's a pretty interesting pitch that Tory Lanez was stacked within those particular PLs back when he was still dropping free mixtapes, so some excellent type context there. But just being able to say, goodies, some of those type fairs. I mean, I realize the aspect owning a Marcialago, some of those type pitches in the in-between type fashions, is supposing you're just going to pick up like Chex Mix and Gardettos and things like that, and a Fanta, some of those type tones, but still within the pitch of just having the in-between type moments of just getting riled, figuring out some step up within the product, of just getting towards like the kind of scene of like some tear up within those aspects. So a great song to have like some tokes to, pretty much good Red Eyes type music within the fashion, but still having the conduct of step out. It's just a good type one for social kind of smokish fairs like that. I would definitely say within those pitches, just to miss the product of having some tear up, but definitely a stunt type song within the pitch, definitely within the product of just that particular type product, and a hunger, just in a hustling type mentality within the pitch. So just a grit type one, some of these type ones. So it's kind of the bleed of it. There are some ones that are like vintage kind of dap pip, but the R&B type moments are on here. Mr. Peterson, the title track, which is the intro, is a real nice one. It's like a grand R&B throwback to 2000s DJ drama soul, I'd have to say here. But this has like a Workaday and SFW flavor about it. It's pretty apt type mixtape to get these. So is this the fair as far as saying that this particular Workaday type moments just has the pitch of something of just getting the way DJ Drama would have those on like Dedication and folks by the stuff by Jeezy and Killer Mike, some type folks within pitch. It just kind of does that, but just kind of brings it to more of like something blue collar within pitch that has like the commercial bite about it. So it's just the pitch as far as saying this is the sort of product when I was talking about how this is a free and underground type product, but just nails the pitch of having something that just kind of has like the show through as far as being able to say that this has some more recognition within the pitch behind it. So this nails that. It's a good example of like when you think like as much when you fuck with I think the Dedication series by Lil Wayne didn't have this problem because he was pretty large and household name, but it's just within the pitch when you think of other type folks, for the most part the full bound kind of extent of that popularity is just kind of here and there within the pitch. But this is definitely something where it could probably, you would look within the tone behind it as far as being able to say that it probably has like some commercial bite just within tones of just having folks that would probably be like, oh, this is some pretty good vibes, just realizing that that's a throwback to like what DJ Drama was doing all throughout the 2000s. So it's a good type pitch being able to get that. So basically just the blue collar and SFW type version, that sort of stuff that DJ Drama did. So it's good type fare. Say Hello is a quality one. This is another real nice one. This is like amidst like the workaday kind of day shift dredge. I'd say here just some real talk moments. I'd say about this one. Just one of those type ones that just felt right. Like it's one of those type ones that just feels ripped out of 2011, 2012. Just some of those type ones when you think of like Take Care by Drake with Rihanna on there. Just that, not so much that kind of drear and sorrow about it, but just kind of pitch it, just like real kind of break free with an aspect of like, yeah, I got to get my shit together. Some of these type moments of just paying attention, just getting ducks in a row. Some of those type tangents. It's just some typical kind of drifting and good song to cruise out to and just have like standard kind of makeshift commerce. So it's just one to be productive, get things done within the format. Now, paying attention to the lyrics, it is within the personable type fare. It's just within the pitch as far as saying the concept of like keeping your ducks in a row bay-wise as far as what's going to happen just within the pitch. It just being straight-laced and just having the particular aspect of just on that standard hustle grit on top of that as far as what's going to happen. So just excellent type pitch. Situations, a quality one as well within these fares behind it. It's like a satiny and plush kind of R&B night venue basking, I'd say, within the aspect of it here. Just some Paradise Light kind of embellished to kind of get. Just good, great song, excellent type song to drink. Excellent type song to get the drink tab up. So this is one. It's like the format of what I was saying. This is probably the most glissy type one on here within the product of like something for like some socialized just within the product of it. And it's really not in your face in terms of the band type appeal. It just really lets the melodies kind of ooze in just within the pairs of something that Trey songs would kind of do within a fashion. And just like that particular glamour just being serenaded within some type pitches. But it is very much like some step out just within a dazzling type sense. So like I was saying, really feels utopia like within the product of how it particularly nails it. Shot for Later is a quality one. Now this definitely has some Drake throwback type vibes towards it when you think of Thank Me Later. This is like a superb kind of shut it down like R&B kind of staccato vibes. That same sort of boom bap kind of R&B-ness that kind of goes along with that song by Drake. Just that particular kind of dramatic type fashion, good type appeal. Shot for Later is definitely like an excellent kind of Spotify era kind of early bird, I'd say, within the tone behind it. Just kind of a hot type one. So just a pit, just some trendiness. Folks like The Weeknd, Tinashe, Drake, some of these stuff. Folks like The Weeknd, Tinashe, Drake, some of these type folks were kind of doing this in particular. Tory Lanez was no exception, so it just has the particular appeal to just setting forth like the 2010s because that was popping and getting ready to boom around these particular times. So good type of appeal, just getting that particular type of product. So definitely a good hand-in-hand type product to fucking with recent R&B hit records around that time like Thank Me Later, some of those type of appeals. Beautiful Place is a quality one. It's like a nice dust kind of satin and malaise to kind of get within the aspects here. Just good for some smoke divas, some juggalettes, and some Bella's the kind of real smoke centric, just some good type fare to have some set aside and some smoke type fare within the product of it. It's like some excellent kind of Drake type reflex. So this has the same sort of conduct that he would do on songs, just some of those type fashions of like songs like Fear by Drake when you think of like off of the So Far Gone EP, some of those type products, just kind of an R&B kind of ruminate as far as what's supposed to happen. So this extra thoughts is kind of spare within the pitch behind it, is kind of that particular, just nails it within like the 4 o'clock 5:30, 6:15 type dredge within the aspects of it. Just kind of a frustrate within the aspect with just some good type fares. Not so much in a foul type move, but it's just kind of pitch it just preoccupied. Everything I Ever Wanted is a quality one as well. It's like a glissy kind of Ghostface Kill like City Lights step out, I'd say, within the aspect of it here. Just feeling alive, I'd definitely say about this song. Just great for some Johnson like a big city type fashion. So it's just the pitch as far as saying typical type product goes pretty well with like this particular song I was just talking about. I forget which one it was. I think it might have been Marcialago, but there's another one on here that kind of has that particular product of it. Yeah, the particular song I was thinking about that Everything I Ever Wanted reminds me of is Marcialago as far as those pitch games. So same sort of pitch within that particular step out, even though Marcialago is more of like a sports night pitch like that or game night football. Some sports game night, some of those type pitches are going out for like that particular step out, some sports bars pitches like that, getting some wings, some of those particular aspects. But this also would say Everything I Ever Want is just kind of more amidst like the glamour, something that like Cameron and Ghostface Kill would kind of do some of those type pitches within the fair as far as those products can have. So just kind of feeling glitzy, having a mink coat on, some of those type pitches, just roll some of that glamour, just two-step kind of noise in the pitch, just like some it's kind of like some cock to your walk as far as those pairs comes. Excellent type pitch. It's real good banner type appeal. She Used to Be Mine is a real excellent type one on here. This is like a red hot kind of R&B similar of like the Nas halftime song from his Illmatic album from '94. It's like a good hot box to whip. I would definitely say here, just drunk as fuck. I'd say within the particular product of it, just some real good embellish about this song. It's a good song for enjoy as far as this pairs can have. And now I realize about this particular fair about this song, paying attention to the lyrics of this song is kind of the product of actually not being in as apt a mood as like the particular vibe of this, but it's just kind of one of those type ones that just has like a good foil, just the aspect of just being able to appreciate this particular fair about it. It's kind of a bittersweet type song, but it just nails the appeal of getting into that particular vibe. It's just a real thrilling type one, probably one of the standouts off this particular mixtape, I'd say. But then this particular, every song off this product I recommend damn near -1. So it's just bitch as far as saying it's just, so this would just be like a 10 out of 10 mixtape as far as those appeals going to happen. Now I'm thinking, I'm not sure, I'm trying to think of other songs I haven't talked about on this mixtape as far as what's going to happen. I think that basically covers it within the product of it. I think I've talked about these. I think the only other song I haven't talked about on this particular mixtape is just Feet on the Ground. So as far as those is going to happen, it's like a good post hours kind of mixtape sludge kind of get here, just a commercial kind of dap piff pushing, I'd say, within the pitch behind it. It's kind of some everyday type products. So it's just the pitch as far as saying, just getting that dap piff, and kind of mixtape lifestyle kind of atmosphere amongst it, just kind of in an everyday type fare, just something that just kind of nails basically just an above ground type variation, like the stuff that you would have gotten out of a Hungry Hustler from like that particular format of like 2009, 2010, 2011, some type formats, just that particular pitch about it. You know, so Feet on the Ground is just excellent for like 5:30 p.m. pitches like that. Just easy kind of snack run type music, some of those particular type pairs, just figuring out the in-between kind of conduit moments, whether or not you're going to have some times, but just kind of the city dredge and pitches like that, just kind of within the fare, as far as saying just some kind of, you know, just easy kind of pick up like Gardetto's pitches like that, have like some drifting just within the kind of Taco Bell runs, some type pitches within the fare, just within the aspect of it. So it's just kind of the pitch, but this kind of feels workaday, just kind of some basic kind of SFW kind of sauce just within the pitch as far as what's first going to happen. Goes just not quite as snappy as Say Hello or some of those type pitches, or quite as like commercial bustle with the brush about it as Mr. Peterson, but it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying just kind of a good dredge type aspect, something just great for the post hours as far as what's first going to happen. So just kind of reflect about it. It goes pretty well with Beautiful Place, but just not as romantic, I'd say, within the aspect. So some good type tones. So yeah, this mixtape gets a 10 out of 10. One song out of the 11 on here I don't recommend, so it's excellent type pitch. So I look after the social score, I'll go ahead and give and say probably like a 9.75, because I look within the pitches, it's a little bit difficult to obtain within the formats. The download links are not as commonplace kind of available. I'm not sure if there's any full bound promotion. I mean, the excellence of this particular product is on here. It is pretty above ground within the pitches. It just nailing like an R&B mixtape that particularly kind of does it just within like the appeal of being able to have from like the free mixtape type format of like a marketplace that did it, but just making it to like the concept of having something that's kind of got the radio ready hooks and melodies, something that's going to be something where folks are going to be questioning what this is, realizing that this is some mysterious type stuff that just is kind of real low key and beneath the surface. That just nails that particular vibe of making dat piff kind of commercial. Definitely has the ability to do it, but it didn't have any singles. So it's just kind of pitch. But like I said, there's some ones on here. Situations, pretty good choice. Spaceship's a pretty good choice. I feel like Marshalago's a pretty nice one. Mr. Peterson, the title track's pretty excellent within the pitch. Of just having some of that particular commercial type noise for like good commerce, or like SFW type ness and a hustle type mentality. Other type ones pitches like that. There's probably another one on here that I was talking about as well, but it's just within the pitch as far as saying. I think it was actually like She Used to Be Mine's pretty nice one that has some Say Hello, something. So yeah, She Used to Be Mine, Say Hello, some of these type ones with an aspect. So this has that particular appeal as far as nailing those vibes about it. So just the pitch as far as saying there's some ones on here that definitely have the commercial bias. So I'm gonna say 9.75. So in terms of the future, like the unfortunate thing is Tory Lanez has been in prison. He's going to be for a decent while. As far as what's first gonna happen, by a decent while, I mean like over 6 or 7 years. So it's just kind of within the pitch as far as saying, but it's just the product as far as he's been in prison since 2023. So it's within the aspect of it. But he did drop an album from prison back in the spring of 2025. So some excellence within those type of appeals. But I'm gonna get to some more of these type mixtapes within the appeal behind it, because these are a pretty steady type blockade. I would kind of like for this to have been available, but I guess it's not too much, considering that this is a free product. It's not too much of a deal to just download it off of YouTube. It's just the pitch for saying it's a blistering type one, definitely worth the product of getting towards it. Another R&B classic, another mixtape type classic, another 2010s type classic from Tory Lanez, I'd have to say.